Good morning, everybody. It's your boy D Mac. I'm back again. So let's talk. All right. Gonna go down to Georgia for a little bit, right above Florida. I was talking about Florida earlier. Now we're gonna go right up the street to Georgia because it's come across the news that the Buckhead neighborhood or area community in Atlanta wants to get a divorce from the rest of Atlanta and be considered their own city. Um, wow. How do we feel about this? And their reasoning for this is that they feel like that Atlanta has become a melting pot. Atlanta has become very dangerous, and they don't want to be associated with the things that are taking place in Atlanta. Hmm. Okay. Well, Texas has been trying to get its sovereignty from the United States for a long time. And Texas really sees itself as not being a part of the United States in a sense. People in Texas, and I'm living in Texas right now, so I can speak on this, but people in Texas feel like they don't follow the same rules as the rest of the country. And if you will look at the stats from the COVID-19 um, information that's came out, you will see how Texas feels about being instructed by the rest of the United States, and which I guess the southern part of Texas kind of has a point because originally that was Mexico. A lot of the southern part of Texas was taken from Mexico. And so, in all actuality, if you go to certain parts of Texas, really and truly, they are not a part of the United States. They're part of Mexico. Um, and there's a lot of Mexican people and Mexican heritage in these areas. You look at El Paso. El Paso is pretty much all Mexican. And so, when we look at things like that, to try to say that you want to be separated from the United States, well, okay, I guess if that's what floats y'all boat. But my question is this: okay, so if y'all separate from Atlanta, meaning you're your own community, you don't want any of the benefits that comes from the city. You feel like you have enough money because I heard one of the representatives state this morning that they've put up enough money to have their case looked at by the courts. And so you want to break away from the rest of Atlanta. Well, what happens when you become the target? You said you can supply your own police force. That's very questionable because we don't know what type of officers you're going to have. And we see that United States as a whole, there's already a disparity in the policing because we see that the police only protect one certain type of people. And so this is what I see coming out of the Buckhead community. They want to basically be their own country. They want to pick their own racist people to keep people out. So they want to be basically a smaller version of the United States. It doesn't make any sense to me, but okay, if that's what you want to do. But this is the mindset of these people. They want to break away from the rest of Atlanta. They want to supply their own things. They want to supply their own police force with these people who still have the same mindset as the rest of the elites in the United States. We're here to protect the elites and the privilege from everybody else. But the Buckhead community wants to condense that whole concept just down into their city. So if I come into Buckhead and I don't look like one of the residents in Buckhead, guess what's going to happen? Not only am I going to be harassed by the police, but I'm going to be harassed on a level on which we've never seen before. Because if they do get their sovereignty, that means that they do not follow the rules and regulations of the rest of the state of Georgia. And so they can pretty much make up their own laws and their own rules in their city and pretty much have a utopia for them, or that's what they think it will be. But let me say this: do you think that your police force, your personal police force, will be able to stop people from coming in there and doing what they want to do to that community. Because, like we say, police are always reactive. They're not there to prevent any crimes, and they hardly do. Sometimes they do prevent crimes, but it's very few and far between. But what the police do is they react to crimes. And so what you're doing is you're setting yourself out on an island and making yourself a sitting duck for all of those people who are opportunists, I meant to say, and they're seeking an opportunity. So you're just setting yourself out on the island and saying, "Come get us," because we was talking about gun control, and these criminals don't have any control over their guns, so they're going to come with the same type of weapons or bigger than what your proposed police force will have. So what then will you do, Buckhead community, whenever it gets out of hand and you can't handle it anymore? You're going to call on the city. You're going to call on the state. You're going to call on the feds, whoever you think will be able to help you get your community back under control. So I want you to think twice about this whole Buckhead becoming its own city idea, because that's going to bring more problems than it will solutions to you. I guarantee it. So that's just what I wanted to put out there. These stories are just coming so fast, and I gotta cover it because these are things that need to be shouted out to the people. These are the things that need to be brought to our attention, because in our everyday scrolling through social media, we are not gonna stop on stories like this. We're really not. Unless it has a title that's going to catch our attention and spark our interest, we're really not going to stop to look at it. But if you're a person that follows me and you're checking for my videos and you get the notifications, you will be informed and you'll be able to pass that information to somebody else. It's a very good conversation piece for when you're out in public. And it's a way to address these issues in America, because America's coming to the point to where it's falling apart, and now people are trying to seek their own solutions just for their specific area. That's not united. That says nothing. That's no representation of being united, other than that small group of people, and that's not what this country is about. That's why we're in the situation that we're in now. I was just talking to a friend on Instagram. What's up, Alice? How you doing? And you know, I was saying how America is, because she's from China, and she was saying to me, well, in China we don't have the ethnic issues, and I brought up the point. Well, that's because that's China, and the whole entire culture of China is majority primarily China culture, Chinese culture. But here in America, where we have a sprinkle of everybody and every single culture, then that's going to cause tension, and that's going to bring forth hatred, because people hate what they don't understand. And instead of taking the time to understand it, they'll rather just demonize it and try to discredit it. And that's where we are in America right now. And so by the Buckhead community stating that they don't want to be a part of the state anymore, that's basically saying that they don't want to be a part of the United States anymore. So I suggest that you get your group of people together, take all of your collective millions, and please move out of the United States. Yeah, that same thing they used to tell us all the time. Go back to Africa if you don't like it here in the United States. If you got a problem with us, go back to Africa. Okay, well, go back to Europe. All of you in the Buckhead community, whether you black or white or whatever, blacks go to Africa, whites go to Europe. If that's how you feel, if you feel like you don't want to be a part of this country anymore, we don't need your money. We generate money all the time. This is a capitalist country, so there's always going to be money, and we don't need yours. So you can freely pick up and go back to Europe or whatever part you came from and build your utopia there, because we don't need you here with it. This is your boy D Mac. I had to put this out because I'm so sick of these people feeling like they have these entitlements. You're entitled to nothing, and that's exactly what you're gonna get. This is your boy D Mac. I'm out.